Don't ask what's in my cup. Hey, it's Yay. Hey, it's Yay. Hello, everyone. It's Yay. Back with another episode of Don't Ask What's in My Cup. And today, we have a special guest. I know you all been seeing that I've been interviewing some beautiful, strong, independent Black people starting their own businesses. So we have another guest today. I'm not going to give too much of the details because I want him to give those. But we're about to get into it. But before we get started, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Also follow me on social media at Sippin with Yay. That's S-I-P-P, no G, with Yay on it. Okay? Let's get into it. So, without further ado, I like this young man here. We go way back, okay? High school seemed like it was a minute ago, huh? But I knew this guy since high school, and now he's doing his own thing. So if you could kind of give an intro of who you are, what you do, what's your business, and we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. We are in the building. My name is Dontay Reese. I am the founder and executive director of Royal Flush Performing Arts. I'm also a K-6 dance teacher during the day. I started Royal Flush Performing Arts in 2016. This is a dance enrichment program to give an outlet to kids to learn that expertise of industry, performing arts tools that they use in theater, music, wherever they go, just teaching them the ins and outs of the industry and that discipline that's needed to be a successful performer or whatever they want to be, being a part of Royal Flush Performing Arts.
Okay. So where did Royal Flush get its name?
One day I was playing cards. I think this was in 2016. I knew I was about to start the program, but I didn't have a name yet. Did not have a name, and I was like, man, I need a name. So I was just freestyling, and I'm like, it'll come to me. And one day I went out, played cards with a few friends, and I never played cards like that. So when I had got this hand called Royal Flush, I was like, what's this, y'all? They was like, that's Royal Flush. I'm like, what does that mean, right? What does that mean? They was like, well, you got the highest of cards. You beat everybody. Mm-hmm. Mind you bet money. So I'm like, this mine? But then I was like, wait a minute. That's the name right there. That's the name, Royal Flush. And then I kept, Royal Flush was at first, and then the performing arts part, that came like a couple years later. Because I was just focused on dance, and then the performing arts part came when I hired a few people to brand me, and they was like, you need a little bit more to your name, and it was like, well, eventually you'll probably add more programs to that name so we can put performing arts, because now we're adding music and dance and theater, so we're giving them the whole experience of not just dance. This is a whole curriculum of learning different programs in one time.
Okay. So let's go back before even Royal Flush became Royal Flush. Like, how did you get started with dancing?
Man, so I started at 9 years old. I joined the South Shore drill team. I'm an alumni. I was there for about 10 years. That was like my home team. Like, I didn't go anywhere. Like, that was it, right? They taught me all the fundamentals of art, of dance, of performing. And once I got that fundamentals, like, I loved it, right? We was traveling everywhere. I got to perform for Obama. So all these great opportunities with the drill team, it made me, want more. Of like, man, this is a nice life, nice lifestyle of performing and going places and competing. And so then when I got in high school, I became a junior instructor. And once I got that junior instructor lead, I think I was around 13 when I started teaching. I had my first group of 5 boys, right? And that's what set me off of teaching, right? I was like, if I could teach these 5 boys and get a show out of them and teach them the fundamentals, I think I could just take this and elevate it. And so from there, in high school, while I was still on the drill team, I was on the step team, I was on the dance team, and I was just, freestyling by myself with a best friend of mine. Her name is Brianna, and we used to do shows and get booked. So high school was my time of figuring out, like, am I really taking this serious, and like, how good am I? Because I didn't realize how good I was when you first developing your gift, you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to get to know yourself and why you love it, what makes you want to do it, what motivates you to keep doing it. So that was my get to know myself time. I'm like, okay, this is what I think I want to do for the rest of my life. It's just perform or teach people. If, right, that's the option. But at that time, I didn't know I was going to be teaching people. I thought I just wanted to, just perform. So college came, I graduated, and I went to Gary Coleman College Prep. And, alumni, 2014 best class, right?
Okay.
And I graduated, I went to Western Illinois University, right? Great school. And then when I got there, I was like, okay, I need to find something else to do or get back into dance, keep doing dance. Right. Either way, I need to keep myself productive when I'm here. And I got there and I got persuaded to join a modeling group. This was Picture Perfect Modeling Troupe. Never modeled before, only danced. And they was like, I think you'd be a good candidate of joining this group. And I was so scared going to this audition. I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I ain't never did nothing like this before. And I went, killed it. And 2 months later, they taught me all the basics of how to do a pivot turn and, how to be more confident in your shoots and how to be more confident with what you wear. Because whatever you wear, you make that. You don't have to be the most fanciest thing. Like just like I'm wearing right now, this is a very basic jogging suit. I call it my Bernie Mac suit, right? But it's very attractive the way I'm wearing it. I'm making it very attractive the way I'm wearing it, right? So when I learned that, I was like, man, if I could put modeling and dancing together, that'd be dope. And so while I was there, I became the creative director only 2 months in as a freshman. Oh, wow. So from that moment on, I knew like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Right. It's performing arts. Whether it's modeling, whether it's dancing, I have to stay in this. And then once I left Western, I left due to financial reasons. God had another plan for me. And I was like, man, since college didn't work out, I guess we're going to go the hard, straight way. We're going to grind and we're going to get it. But it's going to be more difficult. And so I said, I'm going to start my career. And I do 2 things. I want to become a dance teacher, and I want to have my own, program. And so from that moment, when I figured that out, I said, we're going to just go all in. And that's when I started Word of Flush Performing Arts at Rhino College Prep in 2016. Thanks to the help of Dane Pitzer, who was the Spanish teacher at Gary College Prep, who recommended me to start the program. So from that one person believing in me of having a gift to start a program from scratch for a school that never had nothing like that, that was an opportunity of God telling me, like, this is your chance to get on it. This is your chance to do what you really want to do. And as soon as he gave me that, I was gone. And a lot of people, they doubt themselves when they get the opportunity, but I did. I was like, I'm gone. In the same year I got this opportunity, I had my son. So I knew it was a blessing that I was supposed to start this because my son, my firstborn, was coming in the time of my life I was becoming a teacher, and my son was born at the same time. This was, starting to spread out. So I knew like this is all meant to be. And that's how I started.
Like you said, you gotta keep going. So I guess with that being said, what keeps you going? Like when those days get rough, because we all know the days could get rough. What's that motivation to keep going? And like, I know you want to do bigger and more. So what's that motivation for you?
So the main thing that keeps me going is my son. Because like I said, he was born the same year I started this. So it's kind of ironic.
It's your baby.
You know what I'm saying? My program is my baby because it started off small, and now my son, who's no longer a baby, he's 5 now. I just remember when he was born, like of how I had to take care of him and had to mold him and get him to those things. It's the same way with this program. Like, it's not gonna always be rainy day. I mean, it's not gonna always be rainbow. Right. It's gonna be thunderstorm. It might be a tornado. It might be whatever, right? But I always remember what made me start the program in the beginning was my love for performing arts, my love for teaching discipline within the arts, my love for seeing that growth for when a student that came in and never danced before ain't got no type of rhythm, no beat, can't do nothing, and then when I get attached to them and they listen and they figure out, okay, this is what Mr. Reese is trying to get me to do, or this is what we need to be to get to A-level status of a dancer, or even just intermediate or beginner, right? When I see that growth, and every time we win, or not even win, like it's the growth for me. It's really the growth for me. I have to remind myself every time this is a process.
Right.
It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not something that when you do one thing one day, it's gonna work that same day every day. You have to switch it up, right? And I think that's for any business. Like you gotta figure out your technique of keeping yourself relevant within the new times, within the society of 2022, right? It's just knowing how to keep yourself elevated, to keep going, but still being your true self at the same time. Because you don't want to lose yourself because you're trying to keep up. You can still be authentic. But just reminding yourself, like, to stay relevant as much as you can, but be true to yourself. It's not as much as important to stay relevant, but as long as you're being true to yourself, I think that's what matters.
Okay. So, what is next for Royal Flush? Any events coming up? Any plans? Any big, what's the goal? What's the next step?
So, we just relaunched. This is our 7-year anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So this is season 7 of the program. So right now we have a new bunch of great new kids who just came in. So right now we're in training mode. Today is boot camp. So right now we're getting ready for our Halloween assembly.
Okay.
Right, October 28th. We're doing a Halloween show. Right after that, we're getting ready for our winter assembly. And then we have a music video to get ready for that will drop in January. And then we also will be competing in our first competition of the year in December.
Okay.
And next year in 2023, hopefully, if we can fundraise and get enough, we will be most likely going to Disney to perform.
Whoa!
Opportunity to perform at Disney. So, man, by the grace of God,
claim it.
Look, it's all yours, right? It's all yours.
Let's claim it.
Hopefully, we can get enough funds to fundraise and get a lot of people behind this to say, "Hey, we need to get them to Disney." It'll be a great thing to see Black children like that. Just us being who we are as Black people, being somewhere that we don't belong and making a statement. That's dope.
Yes. Okay. Sound like you got some plans, you got some things in motion.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely send me those dates and times so that I can try to make myself available.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely love to support.
Oh, yeah.
Shifting a little bit from Royal Flush and more on to you.
Here we go.
I had to do it.
Here we go.
Let's just start with, how do you practice self-care? I know that it's a lot going on. You're a busy body, busy bees. Listen, I understand. But what do you keep yourself grounded? Like, what's your self-care thing?
So I was real bad with self-care. Like when I first started, I used to just be all in this, but I had to realize like I gotta put myself first so I can be able to fill their cups, fill the coaches' cups, everybody's cup, right? Because I'm the leader. So one of the things I love to do is I love to go give me a massage. I love going to give me a massage. That really, and I'm getting old, so I notice my back getting up there. So I got, and I'm moving a lot more, way more. I would say probably equal to when I was 20. Now that I'm 27, but I gotta make sure my body stays, good. I'm moving, I'm dancing. Driving a lot. So I'm very cautious on how my body moves because my body determines on my mood.
Right.
Like if my back is hurting or my neck is hurting, I'm like, I'm not in a good mood today. So I can tell that's a very important of my self-care routine. Okay. My other is, I love making sure my hair is good. I love washing my hair. I love, going to the haircut, like, hey, I need that Hollywood today. Like that. I try to make sure I get my haircut at least every 2 weeks or every other week. I'm very good on appearance. I'm very, that's my pet peeve, making sure I'm always looking good. You could tell I'm probably not in my best mood if I'm not dressing up because I probably just doing anything, flew out the house. So I'm very cautious on how I look too because when I was younger, I didn't have the money to like always look the way everyone else did. And I said when I got older, I always make sure I took care of myself. Nails clean, face, hydrated. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my self care. Like that's my
I
appearance.
love that. And it's the little things.
Yeah.
People think that it has to be this grand gesture, but
It don't.
it's just little things like skincare. That's a thing.
Taking a hot bath.
Yes,
With that Epsom salt. You know, put that bag up in there. Put the whole bag up in there.
Yeah, Epsom salt.
I mean, I'm old school. You know, you put that man, I'm for real, y'all. I'm for real.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so what is one of your favorite like choreographers or dancers or your inspiration?
So my inspiration to like in dance in general is like no other than Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Like when you get to know me, I might play a lot of Michael Jackson songs, like when I'm going home or doing a show, because that man, R.I.P. that man.
Mm-hmm.
That man was beyond, far beyond his time.
Yes.
Entertainment and music and choreography. So every time, and there will never be another other like him. So every time I go back to Moonwalker, the movie 1988, or Thriller, or Smooth Criminal, I'm like, man, this is top tier choreography. This is top tier production. If you trying to do something A1 status, it has to be this level, or I don't want to do it. Right?
Yeah. Okay. So what is the greatest advice that you've ever been given?
My mentor, Marcel Kurt, of Lloyd Bond, the principal, he just mentioned to me a couple weeks ago, he was like, don't let 60 seconds of your day ruin the rest of your day and move. Mm-hmm. Right? Because those 60 seconds will determine what you do for the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. Whether it's in the morning or afternoon, move on, reflect, move aside, move on.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Hi, my name is Corinne Clay. I co-founded Royal Flush with Dontay years and years ago, but I am just now returning because I am an actress, so I've been a little busy doing my thing.
Okay.
But I'm back and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Am I talking to you or am I talking to them?
I'm Cassidy.
I was one of Dontay's first captains for one of the first teams he ever coached. It's called Little Lazy Virtue. Different name now, but that's where I started at. And I was my dad a DJ, so dancing and music always been in my life before I was even on this earth. So it's just been a passion for me. Right now, I'm a behavioral therapist for kids with autism. Other than that, I got my real estate certification. I might take it somewhere else though. But yeah, I'm just really excited to be helping out Dontay and able to be on his end and not on the receiving end no more.
Okay.
I mean, I done took everything he done taught me and I've been applying it to my own dance team. I get my school of dance team.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I done coached before I came here too. So it's been pretty nice. But
they say you gotta crawl before you walk, and now look at you. Lead. Okay, bro, we love that. What keeps y'all coming back? Like, I know you often get busy. You just said you're an actress. That's busy. You got all the hats, right? So, what keeps you coming back to Royal Flush?
You want to go first? I mean, I was like, you go ahead.
Okay. For me, what keeps me coming back is the impact that we have on the children's lives. Yes. In the past, we've worked in projects, like not so affluent areas, and we like to come to those kind of areas because we like to take these kids and we like to give them something to do after school, something that's impactful, something that they can take with them for the rest of their lives. And we just love to watch them grow. Like all of our past students, they're all doing great now. We love to see them, they're in college, they're still dancing, some of them have taken on other career paths, and it's just great to watch them grow.
Honestly, Dontay. He just got it's such a sweet spot in my heart for him. He just really gave me all the tools that I need to be the dancer that I am today, honestly. I mean, I kind of had it in me, but he showed me what to do with it. I'm going to, if he can call me back and I'm in a whole other state, I'm coming. I'm on his team regardless.
Yes, we love loyalty. Okay? Yes. So, what is one thing that Royal Flush has taught you, like, since you've been in this?
Royal Flush has taught me patience, but I would also say people can learn anything. Yeah. I've seen girls and young men learn who have not ever danced before, and we've taken them from a diamond in the rough or coal and turned them into gems to where they're winning titles, or not even that. Outside of dance, I've seen rough kids who've come from all walks of life, and they've just bloomed into just these wonderful people. So yeah.
Honestly, after he left my original dance team, the Little Ladies, he did come and make Royal Flush, but I did not come to his dance team when he did. But I came back for the part one. This is basically part two. I was there for part one originally when he was bringing all of his older people back. It's not a lot of them. It's really going to be now from that section. But honestly, I just feel like this is something that's gonna grow. Like I just got that type of manifestation for him that he's gonna take this and he's gonna go really, really far. So any type of help I could do, any type of contribution I got, any type of time, I'm gonna give it because I got the energy for it. I love dancing. Yeah. I would literally show up and just dance for hours and looking at myself. Like literally.
I'm working on that part.
I just love dancing and I love how dancing made me feel. So to see him actually building what because I know he loves to do this. I know he loves it. So seeing him build his own foundation, I'm proud of him. And I'm going to always come back if he need help with Royal Flush.
I love that.
My name is Benedict Carnegie. I've been on Royal Flush for 3 years.
Okay.
My name is Shania Evans, and I've been on Royal Flush for 3 years.
Okay. I love that. So, what is your favorite thing about Royal Flush?
My favorite thing about Royal Flush is just being me and dancing.
Okay.
My favorite thing about Royal Flush is that everybody could be happy doing what they love best and enjoy like dancing and having service.
Okay, what was your favorite dance thus far?
Juke.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
What makes you? What motivates you to do things like this, right? Like what come on.
So going back to like little Naya, I've always been told that I have like this distinct voice. Like my aunt was always like, you should be like a radio host and all these things. Like I've always heard different things. Like your voice is just so distinct, it's so deep for you to be this little, and like I always got that type of personality. And then that was just my voice. And then to add to that, I've always been told like my personality is very like entertaining.
It is.
And so one day I was talking to my best friend. She's my everything. She's my director, assistant, support, consultant, like everything. My right hand. Like I don't know this wouldn't have got started without her, but one day we were just talking and she started her business. Make sure you follow her at the Luminous Treasures. And also her tags will be below. But she was just kind of talking about getting her business off the ground. And so when I thought about it, I'm like, well, why don't I hire you to get my things going? Because like we always talked about the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and so that's kind of how Don't Ask What's in My Cup kind of got going. And I'm not gonna lie, it got hard. Like I'm not really one that I don't really like being in front of the camera all the time. Like although I have this bold personality, I often kind of dim my light sometimes. So this is giving me the opportunity to actually shed light into it. And then also my cousin, she was very much an icon and she passed away not too long ago. And I just always hear her always saying she lives vicariously through me. And so like that kind of keeps me going and remember that like, and also I got a lot of people looking up to me. I always say I want to leave a legacy. So just making sure that I'm walking in the purpose that I want people to see me in and like motivating those that maybe still like woulda, coulda, shouldas, and now they're like, oh, I'm doing it. So inspiring them in that way. So
walking in your own light.
That's it.
Your own light, need that.
Any other questions you got?
No. That's about it.
Okay. What's your favorite place to visit?
Like as far as like traveling.
Sure.
I think I'm a rooftop guy. Like I love a good rooftop, love the views, I love taking pictures, love a good drink, love a good old fashioned is a grown man.
Keyword is old.
Yeah. Keyword.
Keyword is old. I got it.
key word, right? That's my drink right there.
Okay, I got you. I'm more of a beach girl, so if there's any like beaches involved, I'm probably there.
I bet.
Yeah. I'm so sick of it. Any other last minute things that you want, or any other things you would like to add?
What I would like to say is, when you following your passion, you might stray off. And that's okay. This is for people, that are trying to find their way, or already on their way. They might be changing their path. However the case may be, it's all a process. It'll all come to you when it's supposed to. All the dots will connect. Don't force anything. What's for you is for you. And remember your why and remember your what of what's making you want to do that. And when you do have those obstacles in front of you, take that time as a reflection time. If this is a time where you're not getting anything, done, or everything's like you feel like it's a failure, it's not. It's a lesson. Mm-hmm. It's a reflection time. It's a go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna take this time and come back even stronger, to do what I want to do. It's just really all a process. And people always think this like you so perfect, or you always. I'm not. Nobody is. This is life. Mm-hmm. It's all about how you set yourself up, your future self up. Somebody told me what I do now is what my future self gotta pay for or receive. So whatever, I'm setting myself up for by the time I'm 35, I'm chilling. Mm-hmm. I'm chilling because ever since I was 13, all I had on my mind was success. Even the failures I've had, not even failures, the lessons, the setbacks I've had taught me like, you're gonna get this again. And when you get it again, you gotta learn how to keep it. So now that's my goal. I've had success since I was young, right? And if you're a person like me, if you always had it, now what you gotta work on is how to keep it. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people can't even get it. A lot of people don't even know how to get it. Mm-hmm. But majority of us get it so much that we fumble it too early and we don't know how to keep it. So that's what I'm trying to do this time. At 27, I'm trying to consistency.
Okay. We love consistency. That's the word. That's the word for 2023. Because 2022 almost over. But 2023 is going to be consistency for me. I'm planning. But yes, thank you so much. Mr. Reese over here dropping life lessons and things.
Oh yeah, we go way back. We go way back. 24
Ooh, we ain't got to put no dates on that. We ain't got to put no years out. We ain't got to talk about it. We just name it. But yes, any shameless plugs, anything you want to drop, name drop for us? Follow you on your social media, anything?
You can follow me on Mr. Reese. You'll see some projects dropping soon. I'm kind of a mysterious person, so I drop projects like mysteriously. I don't kind of announce my moves no more. I just drop it.
Okay. Stay tuned, I guess. Okay. Well, that is all that I have. Thank you again for having me. Yes, having me here to interview you and be in your space. I know that's your baby, so letting people in there definitely takes some courage. So I appreciate it. That's all that I have. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and also follow me on social media at Sippin with Yay. That's Sippin no GYE. Go for it, shed love, shed light, and don't ask what's in my cup.
And be yourself.
You know what?